Welcome to another episode of Thanasis Show, man. With your host, the one and only, Thanasis Antetokounmpo. And I got my guy here, Tony. What's up, Tony?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'll see you in a minute, bro.
Yeah, it's been a while since the end of the season.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of things to look forward to.
The
NBA draft lotteries happened in the past couple of weeks. The biggest news surrounding you
Oh, yeah.
past couple of weeks, I think fans have been asking. You finally got a haircut.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I did
that's
get a haircut.
that's what we've been waiting to talk
I
about.
did get a haircut. Everybody, like, it's go time. Got to lock in, and do my thing. And I like it. I mean, people would be like, oh, short, it's nice, but
It's rookie season.
it's rookie season.
Rookie
again.
year. In all seriousness, obviously we've had some messages from fans come through on the socials to the show wishing you well in your rehab and your recovery over the next couple weeks, couple months here. Anything you just want to address with them?
First of all, I just want to say like a huge thank you. Like, like if somebody didn't come out with it, I was never gonna say something. I would just, do my thing. But I really appreciate you guys. And it's moments like this, you really see who's in your corner and who's really rooting for you. And this has been incredible. You guys have been amazing. I really appreciate you guys. And I'm not gonna get into details. I'm not gonna talk about that, like the injuries and stuff like that. But like, it's another bump in the road, guys. It's another thing to add to the journey, And this is what makes you, because people want to see you always like, oh, but everything's nice and everything's great, but like people want to see you now, And if I could do this with a smile on my face, I'm cool. I'm okay.
We'll be back better than ever. Let's get it.
Yes,
All right, so I do want to start here with the NBA season is obviously still going on here. We got the conference finals coming up, but the draft is very intriguing this year as well. As we look at the draft
I didn't
lottery.
see it. You
haven't seen the draft lottery yet?
I've been like,
with the number one overall pick, Eastern Conference team, they only had a 4% chance of getting the number one overall pick.
Don't have 4% chance. Who's this? What team?
The Atlanta Hawks.
The Hawks.
The Hawks are going to add the number one overall pick, and if their roster stays the same, they got Jalen Johnson, they have Trae Young, they have DeJounte Murray. Now they're going to add a number one overall pick in there in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
That's legit.
It's legit. I mean, it's gonna be hard to stay the same, to be honest with you. But like, it's legit though.
And then the rest of let's just go with the top five here.
Yeah.
Washington, Houston, San Antonio, Detroit.
Washington, Houston, San Antonio.
San Antonio, I'm glad you noticed them. They have number 4 and number 8. 2 top 10 picks to add to Victor.
No. This is straight bullshit, bro. I'm sorry from all that. No. This ain't it though. This is not it. How? So you explain to me this, Tony. How is it fair and how is it possible that you don't win games, you don't fight to be in the postseason? I mean, they did fight. I mean, they did play to win games. I get that. I'm just saying, like, you don't get to that spot, and then you get rewarded with another Wemby. You get rewarded with another. Like, how does that make any sense?
It's something they're trying to, I guess, not incentivize losing, because that's why everyone gets the same percentage.
I'm not saying they got to change it, but if you've changed everything, you've changed everything to make the sport better. We added the playing, we did all these things, and I'm not saying you got to change it again. Don't get me wrong, but I'm saying, like, bro, how is this fair? Like, you got and again, we are one of those teams that we're always gonna compete, right? But I'm saying it to other teams who are in the middle. So, like, what about teams who are in the middle of the pack? They got to make moves all the time. So what does it mean to be the last team standing? Only the championship, that's it? Mm-hmm. And it comes to draft, all of a sudden now we get to pick last?
So that was my Bucks fanhood growing up, the Michael Redd days. The team was just never as good as the other teams in the East.
Yes.
But they were never bad. I mean, there were some years that were rough.
The team's in the middle.
The Bucks, when I was growing up, probably 25 to 40 wins, right? They'd be the 7-8 seed. Yeah. Andrew Bogut, John Selmans, those teams could never get over the hump, but they were never bad enough until 2014 to be the number one overall pick.
So I got a question for you. What about the Bucks? What kind of picks do the Bucks have?
So the Bucks, it gets kind of confusing. So on paper right now, the Bucks have the 23rd and the 33rd overall pick. So late 31st. First round and then very early second round.
Okay, that's solid.
I think there are some things like next year there's no picks because so many picks have been traded. Yeah. But for right now, 23 and 33.
Yeah, that's solid. But that's what I'm saying. Like, how do you? I don't know, man. That's just me. That's just my opinion.
No, it's totally fair. So the draft will be coming up here in a little bit. We talk about the draft combine.
Yeah,
with a couple of our guests coming up too.
Yeah,
very excited about that.
I don't want to give out who I talked to with in the interview, but like, it's a fun process. You know, I was a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I went to the draft combine. I remember like, but at that time it was only 60. It wasn't more. Like I think now is
It's
it
a
more?
lot because now you can go to the combine and then go back to school
Yeah,
if
so
you don't hire a representation.
at that time it was just the 60 guys who might get picked.
Mm-hmm.
Now minus some guys who are overseas and like maybe they go to instead of the combine they go to
like private workouts over there.
Yeah, or they do the Portsmouth kind of
I forgot about
deal
that.
and the other stuff. And I remember like, bro, I went with like the feeling I had going to the combine. Like I was scared, but at the same time I was so ready because the combine is one of those things that you go there and it's all about metrics. And I'm like, no, I'm gonna crash.
I was just gonna ask, so I have to go look up your exact, but the combine is built for an athlete like you.
Yeah.
Like you can jump higher and run faster than anyone else at all given time. Wingspans there, heights there.
They had another thing that you can catch both the balls like with your palm like this. That what they used to call the Michael Jordan test.
Yeah.
Like you put two basketballs like this, and you put one hand like this, and you just try to pick them up like this. And like not a lot of players could do it. I did that. And then on the court, you don't really like some shooting, but you don't really get to it till you play 5-on-5. And in the 5-on-5, if you're just more energetic and more physical, you dive and you get some block shots and people are like, oh, okay. He's ready.
got it.
He's an NBA type of athlete. Now let's see if we can add more to his game. But the one thing a lot of guys wasn't ready for, including me, because I didn't know. I'm just a kid from Greece. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that they're gonna ask me about my skills and how do I see myself as a player. At the time, like I used to look, at like Bruce Bowen, Kawhi, all those like defense, 3-and-D and defense, and like all this kind of like type of players. And then you do interviews. Mm-hmm. And I remember I was.
Doesn't you go like room to room, right? And you're talking to different teams all day.
So they would be like, they would send you a text and go like, hey, from 4 to 7, you got like the Knicks, Washington, Philly, and such team. And
okay.
Like, oh sure. And like people don't take that seriously, but I did.
Mm-hmm.
I did. That's why
it's a job interview.
But that's how I had the good feedback too. Like, because I took it seriously. I dressed nice. I went to the interview, but I was not ready for what they asked me for. Like, they would be like,
was it like the weird stuff? Because the NFL will ask you the most. Some teams have gotten in trouble for asking just some out of pocket questions to players, but they'll also ask you some really obscure things too, like. If you have to cross the road in the middle of the street, like what's your approach to not getting hit by a car in oncoming traffic? Like the weirdest,
I
like
left and right did not cross, but like it doesn't make no sense. But yeah, some stuff like that. And then I had like I interviewed, and the thing with the interview was it wasn't just 2 people; it was like 10 people.
And just you? So you walk in a room, there's 10
and I'm
people?
sitting in there. Just think, I remember I used to look at Mr. Phil Jackson.
Oh, so he was in there too?
Yeah, because I got drafted to the Knicks. And I was like this, and he was like, look at this guy. I like his tenacity. It reminds me, I've had Trevor Ariza. I had,
He's had some talent.
I had Dennis. I had this like hard-nosed guys and all this like, yeah. And, I didn't speak. Didn't say nothing, bro. Didn't say nothing till like they asked me. I was like, yeah, there's this. And then they asked me again, like, would you like in Greece and would you want to go overseas? I was like, I'm gonna do whatever it takes. If you guys want me to go overseas, I'll go overseas. And then they ended up telling me like, no, you're gonna stay here, and then you're gonna be with the drill, you can come up and all these other things. But like, that's another part of the draft combine. So that's it.
Yeah, the question part's hard. Do you remember any like the random weird questions they asked you?
It was like about coaches. Then it was about like. I remember one team asked me, like, what would you do if your teammate got in trouble the day before the game?
Interesting.
And the crazy part in that interview was like 4 people. I don't want to say the other 4 people's names, but it was 4 people. So they would interview like 4 of us. And he was a speaker. And he was like, yo, if this happened, what would you do? And my answer was like, you want me to be real with you? Yeah, I'm like, you probably would never know nothing from me, but I would make sure he comes and plays and gives everything he has. That was my thing. That's what I said at the time.
I would say the same thing.
But you should see the answers, bro. Some guy, and honestly, and I don't think that has to do with that he didn't get drafted. I don't think that has to do with that. But one guy said like, yeah, I'm gonna tell the team like he's not ready. Like I don't care about him. I'm like, actually, that actually defeats the purpose, brother. Like camaraderie and kind of the purpose of like, It's the NBA, bro. It's not college. I don't know if you realize that's no, because I play pro, and
No,
when you
it's
play
real.
professional, things like this happen. You know, it's not the oh my God, he didn't go to class and he didn't. No, it's professional basketball.
Yeah.
Like some guys go through some stuff, and it's your job to get them ready. Do whatever you can, get them ready. If they can perform, they perform. But it's not on you now to go out there and be like, and to pinpoint one of the best players. Because that was the question. The question was, what if our star?
I would say that's the key, because there's a quote. I'm gonna misquote this, but whatever. Where there's a radio host talking about one time about if Tom Brady before a Super Bowl punched head coach Bill Belichick in the face, would Tom Brady still start in the Super Bowl? And someone said Bill Belichick would probably apologize to Tom Brady and then put him back down.
I don't think. Nah, that's a reach.
I'm saying
that is a reach. That does not happen. People who you guys watch sports and you watch the Bucks or the basketball or the football, whatever, does not happen. Like it's an anomaly. Like if you see that happening, we're shocked. Not you guys as fans. We're shocked.
All hypothetical. But I'm saying the star player.
Yeah, no, but
get him ready for the game.
The one truth about it, of all the situation he said, that he would probably start because Bill or any coach does not want to lose. So
100%. That's how it works.
To a certain degree, because then if it's that game, if it's any other game of the season, no, they're not playing.
I don't think I could ever get drafted by a team, because the way I've heard the questions they go in there, they're like, "Are you a cat or a dog person?" That's a question, because there's like a psychology behind it where teams are more attracted to guys who are dog people. Because
what do you think that is?
I feel like dogs are like a little more aggressive. People like dogs a lot. Like if you don't like dogs, there's probably something wrong with you. And I fall into that category more so.
You don't like dogs?
They're all right. They're okay.
All right, whatever.
I prefer a cat, but that's just me.
Yeah.
So
I didn't know that about you.
It will get me in trouble in an interview. Like if they ask me that in a job interview, I'm gonna lie.
You don't have to lie. You don't have to lie, but you have to give bits and pieces of truth. So you can say like, "Do I have to be a paid person to be involved in this?"
See, that's why you're good at this.
And then you're like, then you get used to them, and they go like, not really. And then you're like, okay, so I'm not really a paid person.
The next time we do an episode like this, I'm gonna go find some of the NFL questions.
Yeah.
Because they're wild.
Okay.
We'll have like two or three of them. We'll go through them.
Okay.
As we continue on, obviously the Eastern Conference Finals are going to start. Western Conference Finals are going to start.
Shout out to them Wolves, them boys, man. Shout out to the Wolves, the Timberwolves, man. They cool. They got a certain aura about them and certain demeanor. You know. So first of all, shout out to any team that's in the Final Four. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's always Final Four. And so I've been there before. We've done it's an honor, you know, and it's a great feeling.
I was going to ask you one. Anthony Edwards.
Boy, special, bro.
He's right.
He's
like,
special,
what is there? So when we did the live show with Stephen A. and Giannis over at Potawatomi, Giannis was going through his most entertaining players to watch. He said Jokic. He went through KD, and I think a lot of fans were in attendance were surprised that he said Anthony Edwards, the 22-year-old. I think so, because this was back in March before the playoffs started.
Yeah.
And if you watch NBA games, you know who he was already. But I think the casual fan was just like, I got to go look up who this kid is. Now he's taking over the world. You don't think so?
No, they knew. No, my man is. First of all, he's a hooper. He's an entertainer. He's such a good kid.
They play like two national games. I'm talking about nationally.
Like I understand. Maybe they were saying like, let's go watch more of these games because they don't have so many TV games from this year. Watch next year. Now, come to bro, played an amazing game, and the whole thing, like, hey, like I don't know if this is real because I'm trying to not stay off social media, socials and stuff like that with everything, but like. Somebody sent me on my phone that said like, "Hey, look what Ann said about like game. Hey, I see you game 7, something like that." Yeah, that's special. I'm telling you, it's easy to talk when you up. It's hard to know when you down. They were down to 3-2.
He told the story there is he told the staff in Denver,
"Yeah,
we'll see you back here." So they still had to go to Minnesota, win, and then come back to. You should ask Doc about this. There's a story from him. I believe it was the 2010 NBA Finals, maybe 2008. Yes. When they won with the Celtics, he had every member of the team leave $100 bill in the ceiling of the visitors' locker room at was then the Staples Center. They were playing the Lakers in the finals. He made them leave a $100 bill up there, and he said, "We'll come back and get it."
Come back.
They had to go because they would have had to win, and then
I like
yeah,
that.
it's one of those.
That.
But Anthony Edwards, he said, "We'll see you."
Exactly.
Didn't say we're gonna win Game 7.
He said, we'll see
Then he
you
was
there.
down 20
Was
and
down
won
20.
Game 7.
Special, bro. I one of the games I watched too. Like I watched those 2 games, like the closeout games. Shoot, down 20. Yeah. So it's a different feeling. Why? So I would say one thing. People who like and involved in basketball kind of tested this. They know this. Like 20 in the NBA is not that big of a deal,
Nope.
but 20 in a Game 7 is.
On the road.
On the road is a big of a deal, and not to add more to the legend or like add more to the what happened or the illusion the difference, but like it's a thing. I've been in Game 7s. Like we played in Boston. It's hard to play like the Game 7s, and it's easy and it's I mean and we've won and we've lost. It goes both ways, but what you tend to realize was like. There were, if I could give you my take on the game, was that they were playing bad. It wasn't they were playing great and Denver was still up by 20. They were playing bad. That's why they were down by 20. And Anthony Edwards kept doing the right play every time. I don't know if you noticed. Maybe he didn't have like the crazy games like the 35, 40, and plus, but every time they double team, he passed it. Every time they double team, that's greatness right there. Because then you know I'm mature enough to pass it and slow it down. And Conley played a big role of slowing down the pace when he needed to, and move and pushing the pace when he needed to, right? And then you had all these key guys from Jenna McDaniels. Oh my God, this kid and Nasri, those 2 guys, man, coming off and starting and doing like play great. And Kat and Rudy. And I saw the interview too. He said, talk about the turnaround jumper. Like, no, that's he made it.
They showed a clip of him working on that pregame too. So clearly he knows it's in his bag.
Now, not every time, but like.
Yeah, but every now and then.
So, but then like came in and had the composure and switched up. And they turned up the heat on defense. They turned up the heat on defense because the only person who was scoring was Nikola and Jamal. That was it.
Yeah, Aaron Gordon had that good game earlier in the series, and then
it was just harder because
Yeah.
how like people, and I saw people like kind of talk about like Aaron Gordon and the cast and who like and the other guys. I'm like, how do you want them to score if they don't get the ball? If they don't get the ball, like you acting like they were wide open like 20 times and they didn't score. Like no, they wasn't wide open and they didn't get the ball.
Minnesota would pick up 5 feet past half court and one-on-one press. Impress. So it was great defense.
Very impressive. It was great from the young team to do that, and just the demeanor they have and the joy they have because like people was like, oh my God, and and he's trash talking. I'm like, guys, he's not trash talking. Like if you met this kid, you would love him. This is not trash talk. This is he's passionate about the game. That's him, and he does this up 20, down 20.
Yep.
He doesn't do this on like, oh my God, I wanna like put to you know what I'm saying, like to as an insult. Like no, that's how he plays. He's the typical guy you go to pick up and he's like, yep, I'm here, And then if you meet him, like, bro, so humble, so like cool. You know what I'm saying? Every interaction I've had with him has been like great dude, bro. Great guy.
Yeah, he's about to take the league over by storm. If he had,
hopefully.
you know what? Honestly, he kind of already has.
Yeah.
Moving on to the Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
It's gonna be Pacers Celtics.
Ooh.
I want to hit 2 questions for you on this series.
Yeah.
One, the Knicks obviously didn't get it done. It went 7 game.
Yeah.
You were drafted by the Knicks.
Yeah,
Once a Knick, you're always a Knick.
Yeah, once a Knick, always a Knick, man. And
But how special
special
is that Brunson and Hart and DiVincenzo combo?
Oh my God,
they're fun to watch.
Dante's been incredible, bro.
Yeah,
I don't think he found a home in New York and just like
y'all got to be happy for him, right?
What?
Like
bro, not just happy, like because you know what I'm saying. He's an alumni. Like we won a championship together, bro. Like this guy's been incredible, incredible professional, incredible athlete, and everything. It's just been hard for him, bro. Like
that injury set him back, and then he had to bounce around for 2 teams.
Yeah, and all because of injury, not because of his character, not because of talent, not because of anything else, just because he was hurt, and the injury is a big part. But he's healthy. He's a problem.
He's a ball player.
He's a problem, bro. He's the 10 to 18 threes a game.
I think he set
Volume
the
shooter.
Game 7 record. He had 9 of them. He had 39 points in Game 7.
Come on, man.
Come on, he's
man.
a ball player.
Hooper. They had the other guy, like Alec Burks, like come in and go and, bro. And you know what's so crazy? That's why I'll take one more the game sting. To me, it didn't have nothing to do with the teams only. Like it was a moment, that, when Brunson went out, and the camera showed his dad, and his dad was kind of like this. And I said, I'm probably might be the closest person to understand that feeling what he's going through his head right now. Because why do I say that? Because he wasn't just like this because, like, damn, the team just went down his best player. And not one of his best players, probably his best player. Yes, and he's number one option. And then point guard and their creator and everything. Who happens to be his son?
Mm-hmm.
That shit is sting. It's different.
That's a good point.
Language, it's different.
Yeah.
I've seen it. I felt it. When Giannis went down, I felt it. Like, hey, first thing you think about the team, like, oh, man, what we going to do now? Okay, this thing, like, dang, that's my brother.
Because no one sees the work. Everyone sees Jalen Brunson on game day. But his pops especially has seen him age 12
it's
get drafted, everything.
And finally he's getting a little bit of love, and you can tell by his demeanor, like, he's one of those teammates that he look out for you.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, and not only look out for you, like, he's one of those dudes. He's funny, too. I've watched their podcast. Is that
their
roommates?
podcast is
Roommates
good.
Like,
yeah.
It's funny.
Him and Josh Hart.
Yeah, it's funny.
Good.
Josh Hart, bro,
Man,
with
Josh Hart outside of the
Was he
Bucks.
oblique? He played hurt, right?
I think so. Yeah, he had all the KT tape on it.
Come on, man. Them boys are special, bro. New York is special right now. They're doing great things.
Josh Hart's like 6'4".
Yeah.
He had 18 rebounds in a playoff game.
He's
a dog.
Yeah, he's a 6'11" type of dude trapped in a 6'4" body, with the strength of, like,
just watching him. I generally gravitate toward kind of those scrappier, like, just ball players.
I'll give an example, right? I don't think there's a lot of players who can post him up in the league. I think
he looks strong.
Yeah, no, I do think. You know when you realize it was strong, and there's not a lot of people I've seen do this. I think T.J. McConnell had a drive and went to the left, and he tripped, right, and fell.
Oh yeah.
And when he tripped and fell, I'm like, oh man, he tripped on Jay Hart's leg. He actually tripped on his arm. Do you understand how hard how strong you got to be to put your hand up and make somebody trip on your arm? Like, it's like he's a great defender. You can tell he's a hard worker too. But now like New Orleans type, like New Orleans, and when he played and the other stuff, and not afraid to compete. But man, kudos to the both teams and went to Game 7. Pacers being down 2-0.
Yeah, that was a series.
Back. Yeah.
What? Obviously, you guys went head-to-head with the Pacers in round one. What makes them impossible to put away? I don't know if it's their pace. And I want your perspective on it because obviously you're in the film room and you see this, but just like people count them out all the time. But Halliburton keeps showing up. Nembhard is obviously solid. Their whole squad, they just deliver.
Yeah, they do deliver. You know what, Tony? I'm gonna let other people. I know exactly what it is. It's 2-3 things, but I can't know because you never know. You might see them again. Mm-hmm. That's why I never dissect any teams.
That's
and
fair.
I don't even know strengths or weaknesses. So you might see them again, but that is what it is. I'm gonna let other people talk about it.
That's fair.
We can react to it, Tony. Yeah. Let's go. Next question. Come on.
All right. So moving on then with the way the conference finals here are set up and everything. Obviously, about to be the off season for everybody.
Yeah.
For we talked about the draft a little bit, but just when you look ahead at the future of the Bucks, the future of just where the league is headed this offseason, you excited just to get after it, to attack the rehab and just get back in the lab?
That's my main goal, bro. That's my main goal, and I'm so lucky, so lucky. I'll tell you why after in another podcast. Or
okay, stay tuned.
So lucky and so grateful. That's my whole goal, and just stay locked in, zeroed in.
No doubt.
And this might be the first time I actually watched the final. Like before, like after we won, I never watched the finals.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Like after,
that's the real thing. People NFL don't watch Super Bowls.
Yeah, because if you once you've been close to it or you've been in it, you just don't want to watch the other team. Not because you don't like them winning. It's somebody has to win it, so it's not nothing like that. But like, it's okay.
That's fair.
It's fair.
We got a big summer podcast planned.
Yeah, we do have big summer. We have a great guest, and to let you guys know that the reason you kind of see different views in the podcast is because it's already pre-recorded, and I had to find time between games and practice and everything, and I never I'm so locked in and so zeroed in with the team and stuff like that I don't let that interfere with our schedule or team schedule and my family time and stuff I have to do. So a lot of things are pre-recorded, but man, you guys have been amazing. You guys supported me all the way, and just I can't ask for more. Can't ask for more. Really. I just have to for the courage to keep it going.
Keep it rolling.
Keep it rolling. One thing that I want to talk about, which other game I loved was the Dallas Mavericks.
Their OKC series.
OKC series, and now I can give a comparison. I'll tell you why I loved it. This is gonna unravel some stuff. So the only reason I love that game, now that we're talking about basketball and stuff like that, is because you saw the benefit, the value of having two creators, or having two elite guards.
Okay.
Which is Luka and Kyrie, right? Now, let's go back to the series we talked about before, the Knicks and Indiana Pacers. Look at how Coach Rick has done, what Coach Rick has done throughout the years. Let me give an example now. You have Tyrese Halliburton, number one, and you have TJ McConnell, number two. Because you asked me before about this. I'll give you this. I'll just give you this one. Give you this one, right? TJ McConnell, right? Tyrese Halliburton. Tyrese number one, TJ McConnell number two. Both point guards. Great point guards, right? When he was in Dallas, who did he have?
Going back to
when he was in Dallas, Coach Rick. What did he have
when they won it?
Well, no. When he was in Dallas, and the Dallas was playing good before Coach J. Kidd, it was Rick in Dallas. Who did he have?
J. Kidd?
No. He had Luka.
Okay.
And who?
Oh, I'm going back way too far.
Luka and Brunson.
Oh, he did have Jalen Brunson.
So he always had two guys.
Yeah.
And go before that, who did he have? J. Kidd and JJ Barea. So he has a certain way of building his teams. Now this is my GM.
I like this. This is next level basketball breakdown here.
When you dissect the culture and what's really going on, you notice he really has a way of.
I failed my quiz on Dallas Mavericks history.
No, you didn't. You didn't. But this is what the. I don't want to say the average, because we all love basketball. We all appreciate it. But if you go out there and you dissect what makes a team successful, there's a way to it. Same thing with the Bucks. Now I'll tell you which one is the Bucks' way. I'll tell you which one is the other team's way. But we're talking about the teams and how the team moves were constructed. They were constructed to beat 2-3 teams, and I can name you those teams. They were constructed to beat Nuggets, beat the Bucks.
I was gonna say
the Bucks and another team. So there is certain teams that how you construct. That's what makes you a good. I want to say we're only a good GM, but
it's a chess game, right? So game. You have, let's use the Bucks for example, right? Yeah. Obviously, you're not going to beat the Bucks if you can't stop Giannis. So teams after probably 2019 started to game plan specifically for let's build this roster to beat one guy.
Yeah,
if we can stop him, we have. Doesn't mean you're going to win, but it means you have a chance. And that's how they started building rosters.
Yeah, that's crazy. And then you go back to how people used to build their rosters with Shaq. Shaq used to come in and you had to have 3 or 4 bigs.
I was gonna say you had to have 3 7-footers on your bench to just collect fouls.
Combat what's happening.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things, because you asked me before, I was like, oh my God, everybody's gonna think why he didn't say anything? They would love to know. But one of the things is this as well. He knows. He has a way of constructing his rosters and his players, right? Now, why do I say he's going to unravel a lot of things? Is because then it becomes okay, what makes a winning team? Now, obviously, there's injuries. Don't get me wrong. I don't think we lose if we're healthy. Okay, that's a different story. That's why I didn't dissect our series. But and the Knicks got hurt. But that's basketball. that's what it is. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
You know? And then as a person who's felt the feeling of being like, and all of a sudden you in the end, and game 16, this was his game 16, like 16 wins, game 16, and you win that one, and you look around, there's nobody there for the trophy. You go like, it's us. It's us.
Exactly.
You know, it's a lovely feeling, and hopefully we get to leave it again, and I pray to God that we get another chance to it. But this is the thing. That's why I said we're always lucky, because the Bucks always have a chance.
Mm-hmm.
And people and we don't take that for granted, because a lot of teams don't have a chance sometimes.
No.
We're talking about draft lottery and the in between teams, and you see what happens with the in between teams. They don't get no draft lottery. They don't get no love in the postseason. They just stay there. It's just not. It's no bueno, as they say.
Man, that's what we talked about with the Bucks teams that I had growing up, the Michael Redd era.
Yeah.
That was stuck in the middle. There was no real hope of like winning a title or having those top draft picks.
Yes.
So you had what you had. But now I think everyone in the city, as exemplified by the business that has been built around Pfizer Forum, we got a chance. There's always a chance.
Huge thank you to the Bucks fans. You guys have been amazing. You guys, every home game was incredible, and I really love you guys. I thank you for the message of support and everything like that. Like, you guys are the family. We wanted to get it done. I don't get me like it happens. It happens, but like you guys have been behind us every step of the way. You guys have been amazing.
I don't think there's anyone out there who doubts.
Oh yeah.
How much y'all wanted to get this thing done.
No, but it's a sense of gratitude towards the people who are involved. Every one of them, teammates, and coaches, went through all this up and downs and be able to finish this, and then it's another chapter. Let's see, and show another chapter in the Milwaukee Bucks. One of the other things I want to say about I've seen now this is business. Has to do with the sales and stuff with the stores, and you guys are being amazing, and you guys, especially from the website and everything like that. But I want to do something for the fans, so please, stay tuned for this summer. I want to do something really special for the fans through our brand, through our merch brand, through the stores, and just try to really give back and really do something for them. So. This
is a real tease. I have no idea what he's talking about. Yeah. And I'm very excited to see what happens.
There you go. Thank you guys. You got anything else for me?
That's everything. Another episode in the books.
Man, please, if you guys want to listen, we're available on every platform, podcast. If you guys want to watch the video, the audio, I'm sorry. You can watch it on YouTube. You guys, please keep following the socials, Instagram, Thanasis Show, Twitter, Thanasis Show, X is called, not Twitter, right?
Twitter X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it.
TikTok, Thanasis Show, and let's run it out. Please comment, like, subscribe, share with your friends. We're doing some fun stuff. We've got some nice interviews, inspiring interviews, funny, and
the content this summer is about to be wild.
Yeah. But
can't wait.
You guys might get a little bit of glimpse of how I live during the off season. So stay tuned. Ciao. Thanasis is recorded at No Studios, Milwaukee's creative hub and production studio.